Welcome back, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that first matchup. We've got another one here ready for you that's sure to be just as good. RIT going up against Villanova, and I, for one, am exceptionally excited because RIT is my alma mater. This will be my first time getting to cast one of their games, so gonna stay neutral in the booth, though. Not gonna favor them by any stretch of the imagination. Villanova, a tough squad. They haven't had a tough time so far this season, but I know several of their members, and they've got some great players.
Sounds like it's going to be a very interesting matchup then. I'm interested to see it. Obviously, I'm in orange, so it looks like I might be a RIT fan, but like you said, no favoritism in the booth here tonight. But it certainly should be an interesting matchup looking at the way that these two teams, the current form that they're both in.
Yeah, both teams looking to improve their record right now. Villanova not taking a win yet, I do believe, this season. Looking to turn that around tonight, and RIT right in the middle of the pack as well.
Yeah, but given the way that the last game went, I do not want to go against the underdog team. So
exactly.
Villanova, this could be the night that they get their first win. This could be the night of the underdog.
It absolutely could be. The RIT Tigers, they're going to look to try and improve their record, though, here. And we're going to be starting things off on Night Tower of Lijiang Market. And got both sides opting for a brawl composition. We're going to see RIT teleport to point. Villanova going to take the long way around, so RIT definitely going to have a little bit of a positional advantage to start out here, especially as they get these turrets set up.
Yeah, they also have the Mei, so they're looking to be much more of a bunkered play around point comp, but they managed to get the first pick.
Wow.
Gryffindor taking a huge amount of damage there at the start.
Yeah, they go down almost immediately, and the rest of the team follows as soon as there's no main tank to keep that photon projector from doing tremendous work. Pines just popping off there. You could hear that thing go burr.
Yeah, that tier 3 beam, when you hear that sound, it is a scary, scary thought to know that she is running at you with that insane amount of damage. Symmetra is certainly a scary frontline presence character. But the compositional advantage, again, going in favor of RIT, and they really took position there, and that allowed them to push into that frontline.
Excellent Mei wall right there.
It's split the team.
Yes, splits the team just beautifully, and that allows RIT to just dissect the rest of the members of Villanova.
Pines all the way down to literal 1 HP in the middle of that fight, and manages to get the healing and survive, allowing that beam charge to stay and just clean up the stragglers there. But that was very close to Pines going down there. They need to be very careful in this ball comp.
Yeah, that they do. They have several ultimates coming online, though, and nothing yet from Villanova, especially after we see a bit of a swap coming in. We're going to have a Pharmacy now, so going to be looking to take a lot of different angles, and I'm going to be looking to Viz to see if they can neutralize them on the side of RIT, or if they're able to get around that Eva and her defense matrix. Seb now looking for an opportunity to come away with a shatter. They're almost in the back line of Villanova at this point. Foliage able to take Genius Dude out of the fight. And with Genius Dude gone, there's so little healing coming in for Villanova, they just have to back off again, and now RIT sitting on 6 ults.
Yeah, they heard the Pharah fly over on that top left to try and take that rotation, and immediately knew that there wasn't going to be as much frontline damage, so they just pushed straight into the enemy team.
Massive anti-nade comes in from Genius Dude, but it's all going to be for naught because the shatter of Theft was tremendous. They're going to layer in the Blizzard as well. Now with 80% on the board, RIT is looking primed to convincingly take this point.
Yeah, and both support ults coming up for Storm, the Storm's Eye and Poppy. It's definitely going to be in favor of RIT to try and defend this point, if Villanova can even get a touch here.
Yeah, I'm not sure that they can. It's all going to be up to the Pharah to try to. And in the meantime, the rest of the members of Villanova are just getting deleted by this RIT squad. The Storm's Eye might have gotten a couple of environmental kills there, but I think the rest of the team was a little too quick to pick him off. That's 100-0 for RIT.
Yeah, and your alma mater is looking strong in that first map for sure. That was,
yeah, they are. They're looking scary.
Yeah, it was certainly an odd compositional choice again for Villanova. We've seen just how important it is to have the right comp going into the fight. The fact that they gave up points so quickly to RIT, and then RIT was able to push off of the back of that, and they had that increased frontline damage, and then changing to the Pharah comp but not having a ball, so sticking so that the rest of the team is still brawl, and you're forcing the Pharah onto solo rotations without really taking many off angles for the rest of the team. It didn't allow her to get much pressure in.
No, it certainly didn't right there. We're going to see a composition swap coming out from RIT. They're going to go over do a dive with this Pharah in the sky, and already able to take Happy Sparrow off the map. That is a fantastic custom blast coming in there. And now there's no supports left for Villanova. Foliage was able to single-handedly delete their backline, and with that, there's nobody left to keep the rest of the members alive.
Yeah, and Foliage there saying, oh, you want to play Pharah? Well, this is how you play Pharah. Just pumping out insane amounts of damage, gets a good concussive blast to open up the fight. Like I said, with Happy Sparrow down, it makes it very hard for the rest of Villanova to try and push now that they don't have speed. Then Genius Dude goes down. Foliage now is just looking to get free reign, but Nate has swapped over to the Soldier, so he is going to be looking to try and poke that Pharah out and deny some of the positioning which he's taking.
Yeah, they're certainly going to see if they can do just that, because that Pharah is really wreaking havoc right now on Villanova. Having that extra range is tremendous. But look at this Foliage going for a backline. They're going to be able to take out Genius Dude with the help of Pines. Now a massive anti-nade hits from the Storm's Eye. She's got her eye on the prize right now for sure. As the rest of RIT starts to push in. Seb, though, bites off a little bit more than they can chew, and they end up falling. Poppy going in for the res. It is going to be successful, and another nice concussive blast coming out from Foliage to finish off Tyler.
And look at the ults that are coming up into this next fight. Both supports again for RIT. They both have them. We're going to see a Valk mid fight most likely, or a Nano to engage. Viz is going to get there, it's very close. And then both of the DPS ults can be used as and when they're needed just to clean up some of those kills in later on in the fight.
Yeah, it's going to be curious to see how Villanova's going to try and approach here. They're almost they almost have the Blizzard. If this can land, this could be tremendous for them. This could be the opportunity to start to turn things around for this squad. Pulse Bomb going to land, though it's not going to stick. Going to be a whiff this time around, but Nate the Cat goes down to 7. That is crucial because they had that tac visor ready to go. Gryffindor going to find the counter kill, though, onto Pines. Self-destruct committed now from Viz, not going to find any kills, but the remake does. Tyler finds their way off the map, and this Primal Rage is going to delete what's left of Villanova.
Yeah, the rework onto D.Va certainly has seen some very different gameplay. There's I've had a lot of casting situations where you go, the bomb didn't quite connect, and then as the enemy team pushes in thinking, well, bomb didn't connect, you get a remake kill like that heavily turns the fight, and now it's last fight territory for Villanova.
What a sleep that came in from the Storm's Eye. She has been hitting some insane shots here. The sleep on Tyler B as they were going through that window on the D.Va, just tremendous. Now, a couple of one pick does come in favor of Villanova University, but it's going to be quickly rezzed by Poppy. She's there exactly where she needs to be. Now, Foliage dealing some extra damage with that damage boost coming in. Tega, though, going to be able to take Foliage out of the sky. So this is an opportunity for Villanova to come in here because Rez isn't online either. A couple of members, though, continue to fall in favor of RIT, and that's going to be it. RIT comes away with 2 quick 100-0s over Villanova.
Another big sleep from the Storm's Eye at the end there. And
yeah, the Storm's Eye, she is insane.
She's landing huge nades and huge sleeps. Seb's obviously played well. The whole of the RIT team played well, but just watching that Tracer go, oh, he's off point, I don't need to kill him, and just kind of wave at the Rhine. Hello.
Yeah.
You can sleep right there while we win. This was a huge push from Seb, though.
Yeah.
The pure aggression, like I said, they knew they didn't have the Pharah damage coming in, so they could take that space. But again, as someone that prioritizes coaching at the moment, I'm loving this. I'm loving the fact that I can show this to my team and go, look at what happens if you just play the stronger comp on the map and you play around it properly. It doesn't matter what skill you have or anything. If you can make the right choices, you can make the team comp work and counter pick against your opposition. Both games that we've seen so far have shown that RIT had the better comp in this Lijiang Tower matchup, and they fully took advantage of that. And Villanova just weren't able to overcome the disadvantages that their compositional choices had.
Yeah, the Tigers certainly on the prowl today. They have made short work of Villanova on Lijiang Tower, but we all know that control maps are very different from not only Escort and Hybrid, but also 2CP. So a lot of times the team that looks strongest coming out on control may not be the one who ends up being strongest in the end, as those other maps play very, very differently. So And we're gonna be curious to see if RIT can keep up this dominance as we move into Hollywood, or if it's gonna flip in favor of Villanova.
Yeah, we saw that with Volskaya certainly being a very different map to everything else, in terms of how things are played and what compositions are favorable. The thing is, we saw much more of that Brawl-esque comp from Villanova, particularly with the fact that they kind of stuck with it on that second point in particular, where it's not quite as favored. And again, much as we spoke about in the last match, that is the comp that has the disadvantage coming into this game. So if RIT can again play more of the dive type comp on Hollywood, like we said, take control of those high grounds and get their Farah or whatever DPS line they're looking to get set up. If Villanova do once again try and play the Brawl comp, it is going to be heavily disadvantaged and heavily favored for the side of RIT.
Yeah, they're certainly going to have some kind of long range DPS in their squad. I think like they brought out the Soldier 76. I think that was probably one of the best choices you could have. Cassidy could work as well, though, because if he can land a couple quick shots on the Mercy to take, to kind of clip Farah's wings a little bit, then you could start to make short work of the Farah as well. So that is certainly an option, and may even be good if we see another dive composition coming out from RIT, because the value of that flash can't be overstated.
It certainly can. Obviously, taking out a pocketed Farah is much harder than it used to be since they nerfed the drop off on hit scans. Obviously, they made it a lot harder. They decreased the range that most of these hit scans have. So Farah is able to get that spam pressure from a distance. It is a lot harder to take her out with the pocket on her. So much as you said, they need to be careful. They need to make sure they take out the Mercy first if we do see another Farah played. But I was just about to say, I'm interested to see what RIT roll out on the defense. They opt for a double bubble dive defense, so they're going to look to be committing to the high grounds, jumping from one to the other, getting that charge with the bubbles, allowing Seb to play aggressively on the monkey, and then Foliage isn't on Farah, but is on Echo, who is quite noticeably a very strong character in the current meta.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And if you're looking at the aerial matchup, if what Villanova is flirting with in spawn is what they roll out with, then Foliage typically would have the advantage. But since there's not going to be a pocket for the Foliage in the sky,
it's much more of an even matchup.
And Blue Falcon may have the advantage, right, with that Mercy pocket. So this could be very interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing it. And another quick note, Villanova, I talked to them beforehand. They've been playing around with a lot of role swaps as well, and we do see Genius Dude now. They've gone over to DPS, so excited to see what this is going to result in. Nice concussive blast. I gotta say, the concussive blast from both Faras have been on the mark today. That prime real estate for the dive composition to posture from is now gone, and RIT's gonna have to fall back as Nate has taken Foliage out of the sky. In fact, both DPS now down for RIT. Gryffindor's not going to last too terribly long, though, as Viz, with a high charge Zarya beam, going to be able to do some serious damage as well. But the res does come on in favor of Villanova. Seb goes down very low, but they are able to get a pick right before they are taken out of the fight, or at least help contribute to one. But this is certainly swinging very heavily in favor of Villanova. RIT may just want to back out now and save what little life they have at the moment, as Villanova is very convincingly taken this first point. Pines is still going to try and contest, though, from RIT. Maybe if they can last long enough, the rest of the members of the Tigers can come back and make something of this, but they're going to go down. The rest comes in on the Genius Dude as well. Back up to 6 for Villanova, and it's just staggers at this point from RIT, but you know what? They're burning off a lot of time on this block right now.
They certainly are, but I don't think they're going to be able to cap Genius Dude on that Farah, that insane damage. Like I said previously, Farah gets more value the longer she's alive. The less time that people have to focus on her, the more the fight turns into this brawl, massacre, deathmatch. Farah up in the sky where people can't focus her just keeps pumping out consistent, heavy damage and just gets that value, and it's what allowed Villanova to win that fight. And now they have such a heavy ult advantage. They have Nano, they have Winston, they have the barrage coming in. They can really hard engage onto this high ground and not allow RIT to set up.
Yeah, that's a very good point, and that's exactly what we see. Tyler B is going to go in very aggressively. Now Pines putting a lot of pressure, though, on Gryffindor. Gryffindor is going to be taken out of the fight, and without your main tank now, that's going to make things harder. You do have a second main tank, though, in Tyler B. Barrage going to be used by Genius Dude. They're going to find one in Foliage. So this fight still could swing either way. Primal Rage now coming out from Seb, but they've been hit by an anti-nade, so their team's not able to keep them healed up. Storm's Eye can't do her job at the moment. But RIT successfully fought back this Villanova squad.
They did indeed, and they did use some of the results. So Villanova no longer really on the with the ult advantage in their favor. I wonder if at some point we're going to see Gryffindor swap off of the Rhine for Villanova, as he's probably without the Lucio not the best target, but Seb and Foliage just absolutely melting on his Echo. The insane damage with all of those stickies and that beam. Doesn't matter if you have one tank, doesn't matter if you have two main tanks. That Echo Beam is still going to melt you down as soon as you try and engage.
That it is, and we're really starting to see that Echo Beam do a lot of work. Now that Poppy has swapped over to the Mercy, gonna have that pocket now, gonna make life a whole lot easier for Foliage. Several ults coming up for both sides in this fight, but the advantage looks to be at RIT because they do have this Graviton Surge, and they don't have anybody capable of eating it. Already a pick though, the Storm's Eye finds Happy Sparrow out. The res is going to come in, but in the meantime, because of the resources being shuffled in that direction, a couple of other members fall. Primal Rage coming in now from a duplicated Winston, getting a lot of disruption done, keeping Happy Sparrow from being able to heal the rest of their team, and with that, Foliage flies back into the sky and leaves relatively unscathed.
Yeah, we saw three monkeys trying to decide how that fight ended, and it was Foliage with that increased ult charge that was able to get the Primal off into the backline, and like you said, keep the healing away from the rest of that Villanova team, which allowed his teammates to then clean up the rest of the kills.
Now we see an early Primal Rage coming out from Tyler V16. There's a Graviton Surge, but an anti-nade hits from Happy Sparrow. But the Pulse Bomb still coming in from Pines. The res is in once again from Blue Falcons, doing a great job getting Gryffindor back in the fight. But their health is slowly diminishing under the pressure of that Tesla cannon.
Yeah, and Happy Sparrow did manage to get the kill onto Foliage there, but it does get rezzed back up. Having that Mercy on defense is so pivotal, because once you do, if you win a team fight, even if you do get one player picked out, having that ability to res it back up once the rest of your team can take space and push the attacking side back, you're now immediately set up ready on that high ground for the next fight. Like I said, Gryffindor playing the Rhine right now with no Lucio, no way of speeding him around. I feel like, again, Villanova are at the compositional disadvantage because this Rhine just takes so long to rotate into good positions.
The Storm's Eye finds another massive nade with Seb dropping in on the rest of the Villanova squad. That's going to be a quick fight when coming in for RIT once again. They're going to be able to build up a couple ults for this next fight.
Yeah, and Villanova, they have Bob that they can try and send on the point so that the rest of their team can now rotate, but Genius Dude maybe getting caught out here. Ooh. He does indeed. Pines manages to come in and sweep it up, and Seb keeps himself alive with that Primal Raid. That's what having the ult advantage can do for you. He was in a disadvantageous position. Primals gets out, he survives, and stages to the next fight.
Villanova's going to take control of this cart, though, and a nice Fire Strike coming into Foliage. It's going to be Genius Dude who finishes them off. Rez does come in, and in the meantime, Happy Sparrow has gone down. Another anti-nade lands. Nano committed as well onto this, onto the duplicated Reinhardt as well. Shatter lands, knocks the rest of Villanova down. And now with 30 seconds left to go, this is going to have to be a very fast reset. But look, the stagger coming in as well. This is going to hurt Villanova a lot.
It certainly is. She's so low on HP. As soon as she even tried to remap, that Echo Beam would have just killed her instantly. There was no way that Tyler's D.Va gets out of that situation. Early Pines.
Yeah, coming in with a massive Pulse Bomb. It is going to be res, though, so they are back in the fight. Nano Boost now committed onto the Reinhardt. Viz not going to last too long under this Furious Barrage. And now with overtime ticking over, we have Villanova coming in with another fight win. They're going to be able to get this cart moving. And now RIT is going to have to regroup quick if they hope to stop this cart before it reaches second.
They do have Grav to recontest with, though, and that is going to be a huge... Oh, if they can get this Ana out onto a different sight line and get a huge nade onto this rule comp, it could be big. Seb's already staging, ready to drop down onto point here.
That there, and here comes the Graviton Surge. It's gonna catch the support line. Happy Sparrow's out, so is Genius Dude. Charge comes in, though, so Gryffindor able to take this out of the fight, but there's a Primaling Monkey still on point. Gryffindor coming in with a couple of huge kills, though, on the Reinhardt. They're doing everything they can for this Villanova squad. They've got the shatter. It's gonna land, but the kill's still coming in favor of RIT. That is until things are starting to turn around in favor of Villanova. They might in fact cap this second point. Just 0.27 meters separates them from continuing their time here, but a nano boost has been committed to Pines. Now, these double blasters working so hard for this Tracer. So much damage coming in. They're going to be able to take Blue Falcons out of the fight. And now it's going to be the Deadeye from Foliage who's duplicated that Cassidy, taking care of the rest. And RIT holds with some great last-minute plays.
Yeah, it got very close at the end there. Gryffindor, like you said, making some huge plays. I thought he was about to turn that fight around for Villanova, but unfortunately, he got antied and then he wasn't able to stay alive in that fight. And as soon as he went down, the damage just came pouring in from RIT, who were able to start getting those respawns on in their favor at the end. And Villanova just didn't quite manage to push it over the edge. And then the rest of their team was just too far away. That second, the end of second point compared to where their spawn is just, it's such a long distance for them to try and cover to get back into that fight that they couldn't help Gryffindor and they couldn't get those last vital kills. And then, like you said, the nano boost coming in from the Storm's Eye just allowed Pines to clean up whoever was left on that point.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The Storm's Eye has honestly been, I think, the glue that has been holding this RIT team together. She has been able to create so many opportunities for their team with those anti-nades and sleeps. It's just been absolutely tremendous. Really a standout player, I think, so far on this RIT squad. Now we're going to see a very interesting composition being played within spawn. I doubt that's going to last. Villanova coming out with a brawl, though. That's going to be what they're going to try and stop this RIT crew from capping with.
And it's a good idea to hold first point with it, but if they do crack and they do lose that first point, they're either going to have to make a complete compositional change or they're going to be at a heavy disadvantage trying to run Brawl on that second point defense.
Yeah, that's very true, and that second point defense could be what makes or breaks this round. RIT just able to barely hold on at that last moment. The Storm's Eye out of the fight, though, early. That is a huge boon for Villanova. This push from RIT might be over before it starts. The res is going to come in, though, so they're going to be able to continue to push in. And now they've got a couple of picks to show for it as well. RIT making very quick work of Villanova on this first point. They're just dissecting each of these members as quickly as they can. Just Happy Sparrow, not looking too happy at the moment without anywhere to go. It's going to be Pines coming away with the fight win there as well.
Yeah, and again, it's the composition advantage. Echo landed some huge stickies into the middle of that team fight, and even though Storm's Eye was down, Poppy got the res. The Storm's Eye came back, got the nade in, and the rest of the team just followed up. It's that this heavy dive just takes so fast of a fight, such heavy pressure when you're then followed up with Pines, who's getting great picks on the Tracer, and Foliage, who's just outputting insane amounts of damage.
Oh, yeah.
And now
we see an early D-Mech as well onto Tyler. They're going to be out of the fight, and that is a huge boon for RIT. Duplicate coming in onto Foliage. They're going to see if they can... Oh, they walk into a trap. That's that ult is effectively over now for Foliage, as they're not going to be able to close the distance quick enough. I'd say that, though, and then they charge in. Still neutralized, but that's not going to stop RIT from continuing to push on. Now, they've got a great dive staged as well.
Yeah, and like I said, now running that Brawl on first point defense is going to be very difficult for Villanova to try and retake this high ground, especially with the insane amount of damage that Foliage has and the ults that are now in favor of RIT.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. We're going to see Gryffindor leading the charge just like any good Gryffindor would do. They've got the Shatter ready to go, but their health is falling very, very quickly. Somebody needs to get over there to heal them. They're not in time. Stormside committed the nano boost again, most likely onto Seb, as now they are primaling as well. We've got the Graviton surge from Biz. That's going to be a pulse bomb right onto the waiting mech of Tyler. That's going to demech them as well. And RIT continuing to march through the streets of Hollywood. They are in one fight territory, but I'm not even sure Villanova's going to get another full fight.
It certainly doesn't look like it here with the staggers that are coming out, and Gryffindor again trying his best to try and make the massive plays for Villanova, but it's just too little too late. And as we keep saying, as I keep repeating myself over and over again tonight, the compositional advantage is just too much to overcome. If you play the right heroes and you play to the current meta, it gives you such a heavy advantage in so many of these team fights. And Foliage playing what is arguably the best DPS in the game at the moment with Echo truly was a deciding factor in this match.
Oh yeah, that doesn't hurt at all. Massive shatter coming in as well. Ryan Gryffindor just dropped their shield at the wrong moment there for Villanova, laying them all out. But great showing so far from RIT and Villanova. I like the experiments they're doing with their running order and their compositions in their lineup, but it's not working out to their favor just yet. We're going to throw it to a short break, though, give the players and ourselves a little bit of a moment to relax, maybe grab a little water, catch our breath, but don't go anywhere. We're going to be back very soon. Stay right there. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the broadcast. If you're just joining us, RIT is up 2-0 over Villanova right now, and RIT has been a force to be reckoned with so far. This Villanova squad hasn't been able to come up with the answer to what they've been throwing at them.
Yeah, it's been a case of good compositional matchups. They're playing a heavy dive, getting their tanks in, causing a massive distraction and baiting and forcing out a lot of the abilities from Villanova. And then on the back of that, Foliage has been playing Fire and Echo, just coming in with insane amounts of damage output, just over time pumping out. So it's been a very good combination of the engaged timings from RIT that has been putting them and winning them these fights so far.
Yeah, that it has. We're just about ready for the gates to open here, but we're going to see that RIT on defense has opted once again for this dive composition that's worked so well for them before. Poppy starting out on the Brig once again. Likely going to see them swap to the Mercy in case there's no real dive coming out from Villanova, which at this point it doesn't look like there will be.
Yeah, I completely agree. The Brig is there to deny the engages onto the Stormseye, who has also been playing incredibly well, doing a great job of keeping her tanks alive to cause that pressure that we've been talking about.
Beautiful rotation coming out from Villanova, but in the meantime, Seb is going to catch Tyler out on the loose here. Not going to be able to get to point, but in the meantime, RIT has been able to, despite this beautiful rotation, take apart the Villanova squad. Without having that Lucio, I think it really crippled their chances.
Yeah, and again, what has arguably been our player of the game for just some of these underrated plays from the sideline that you maybe wouldn't notice. The Storm's Eye again, she lands a huge anti-nade. Hits onto Tyler's Lucio. He's not able to heal up. Seb goes in, finishes him off, and that gives him the advantage. But Gryffindor with a great fire throw. Pine's a little bit over-aggressive with his positioning there.
Yeah, they certainly were. They're going to pay for that now. But Genius Dude, they go in just a little too early, and Foliage is able to pick him off with just those sticky bombs. Now, Nataboo's going to be committed onto Seb. That Tesla cannon going to do so much extra damage here, but it's Foliage who's getting the final blows right now for this RIT squad. Beautiful execution of this dive defense so far.
Yeah, and some perfect timing again from the Storm's Eye. Waited until Seb was low, waited until Villanova had committed onto trying to kill him. Boom, throws the nano boost onto him. Seb then goes aggressively. The Ryan starts to panic. Gryffindor, Storm's Eye then throws a nade on and allows Seb to put more pressure on the Gryffindor. So again, it's just amazing team combinational play, backing off of each other and knowing when they can and can't engage and where they can and can't engage. But Genius Dude trying to be sneaky.
Yeah, Genius Dude looking for that off angle. In the meantime, Gryffindor finds Pines once again. So Pine's just having a rough time against this Reinhardt here. Poppy is going to fall under these Hellfire shotguns coming out from Genius Dude. The Storm's Eye now, and misses the sleep, but gets the kill onto Genius Dude. The Storm's Eye is impossible. The Storm's Eye is literally a Storm's Eye, I think. That is insane play coming out from this
Genius Dude just ran right into the eye of the storm, and it punched him in the face.
Yes, it did.
But in the meantime, Viz landing that massive, getting a 2K with that massive Diva bomb was what really turned that fight around there.
Yeah, it certainly was. Hines
never mind.
Now finds the kill. Now finds the post bomb. But in the meantime, Viz is taken out of the fight. Gryffindor not looking too long for this world. They are going to be slowly healed back up by the, the area of effect heals from Tyler, but it takes a while. Now we're going to see a charge coming in, and they find the Storm's Eye. That is a huge opportunity for Villanova. They have a distinct advantage here. Poppy going to pop the rally to see if they can stay alive for as long as possible. They are going to be rewarded with a kill on the Gryffindor, but they're going to have to get through Genius Dude, and that is not an easy thing to do on a Winston. They are going to continue to chase those. Genius Dude goes very low, but not as low as Seb is. Now they're taken out of the fight. 2 ticks in favor of Villanova. Can it turn into 3? Will anyone from RIT touch? They are going to be able to, but there's so little health and so few of them left. This point's going to go over in favor of Villanova.
Yeah, but smart to not overcommit on the ults from RIT. There's the Storm's Eye, saves her nano boost. I thought she was going to try and throw it onto Foliage at the end there to allow him to try and contest, but they did smartly just back out and up to reset this fight and keep the ults in their favor. But yeah, a good take from Villanova. A little bit of over aggression from RIT is what's causing their downfall here.
Yeah, it certainly is. If they play this, a lot of these, or some of these engagements a little bit slower, they'd be in a much better position. Already, Pines is out of the fight. This Primal Rage proving devastating from Sebs as well. Tyler not quite able to disengage from that. Now the fight breaking out on point, but Seb gets briefly stunned. Gryffindor goes down right after laying down that shatter, which unfortunately not going to find any value for Villanova this time. They get oh so close to getting a tick over here. Now the Nano Boost committed onto Foliage with that duplicated Roadhog, and that is a terrifying thing to be facing.
He didn't even see the Reaper that he just killed there as he got nano boosted. He was blind firing at the hog, and Genius Dude just ran his head in front of that shotgun.
Oh, unlucky.
But yeah, the ults were committed from both sides, so it's still pretty much an even fight. Especially with the fact that RIT's ults of the Winston and the Echo in particular are very fast building. Pines can also build his pulse bomb very quickly, whereas some of these ults from the side of Villanova that are left are a little bit slower to be built up, and they do have a slight advantage on the armor.
Yeah, that they do. Nate the Cat, though, can get off a nice Deadeye here, though. This could be changing. They can at least use it to zone. Here comes the Deadeye. It does zone effectively. In fact, Genius Dude gonna be able to take Viz out of the fight right before the self-destruct takes out Genius Dude. So, mutual kill right there coming out from each side, but it's gonna be the tanks who continue to fall for both of these sides. So Happy Sparrow's out of the fight now. Excellent play coming in from Pines. Once again, a nice pulse bomb stick and follow-up onto Tyler B. No supports to be found for Villanova. Now they've just got a minute and a half to try and make something happen on second point.
Yeah, and as I said, Storm's Eye is 25% ahead of Happy Sparrow on this this armor ult charge, which could be the deciding factor in this last fight if we can see a big nano out. So Happy Sparrow will be hoping that he can build it up faster than Storm's Eye can, but I'm not sure what we're going to see to engage this fight. Obviously, they do have the beat, so Tyler B, I'd expect an aggressive push and then a beat to sustain the engagement from the side of Villanova.
I think that would be a wise choice indeed. Probably looking to use this whole hog halfway through the fight as well once a lot of resources have been expended. Pines, once again, not finding too much luck getting picked out early in these fights. Shatter comes in, it's going to lay Foliage down. Storm's Eye out of the fight. This is a huge opportunity for Villanova, especially with the beat coming in. Going to be able to get one tick. However, there's a counter pick onto Gryffindor. Here comes the duplicate coming in from Foliage. They go for an early hook, not going to find anything. Can they stay long enough to have make this whole hog effective? Yes, they can. They're going to be able to zone away several members, but Genius Dude rakes away. Going to be able to survive, and Foliage not going to be able to get them in time. But now RIT has been able to reconvene. They have been able to group back up, and with 15 seconds left to go, Villanova has to come up with something huge here.
And all of the ults committed out from Villanova. RIT now have every ult in their favor. There's not much time left. I don't think anyone's going to be able to touch it from the side of Villanova.
No, I don't think they will. The Storm Cycle is the nano boost and
Mercy Valk. Ooh, a little bit of BM at the end there.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, you know, Villanova, they did get one tick on second point. That is absolutely a win condition, or even over getting the that tick on first point. But the golden, there's no golden box of victory this time. But shall we say that the finish line has now been set. RIT looking to get just over 53.6% on second point.
Yeah, over half of the point capped, actually. It's a little bit more than I'd initially thought they had. I wasn't checking the percentage at first. I was looking more at the ults that were coming online in that last fight. So 53% is a decent capture point, but as we've seen, it can, if one team gets a good push, it can very easily be snowballed onto that second point. We saw it in the last match just now. So Villanova need to be careful, wondering, how they're going to roll out on this defense, but it was certainly well played at points in that attack from them. They just unfortunately it came down to an ult disadvantage by the end of it. They just they fully committed in that second to last fight. I truly feel like they felt like that was going to be their winning fight. They lost a few key parts, and once they started to fall apart, RIT came back. They had the ult advantage, and it was just that snowball effect once the 2CP respawns started coming in.
Absolutely. RIT coming out on a Brawl composition this time. We're going to see a Brawl v Brawl matchup, but Blue Falcons on the Roadhog instead. That's an interesting choice. Seb now just careening through the front line. Foley is able to take Gryffindor out without that big shield to stop the damage from coming in. Diz is able to find another pick as well. Immortality Field has to be committed by Poppy, but this Villanova squad who looks like they need one at the moment. Nice hook coming in from Blue Falcons, but they're not going to come away with the kill. Nate the Cat, though, hopping off for Villanova, finds a couple exit picks, but RIT is still going to come away with first point in very fast time.
Yeah, another first fight cap onto first point. Not too many ults built up, though, so it's not going to be quite such a heavy snowball as what you could have possibly had, but it's a brawl v brawl matchup, so the fights are certainly much shorter, and they're not really playing for that. But Seb, a little bit over aggressive, does lose half of his health pool there to a stun from the hammer from Genius Dude, which does allow him to build up a decent chunk of ult charge.
Yeah, that it certainly does. Genius Dude 2/3 of the way now to that Deadeye. Hines now looking for an opportunity in the back line. Playing the sneaky Tracer game. Oh, they're gonna get a nice opportunity here on Tyler B. Can they one clip him? They do. As a matter of fact, Pulse Bomb coming in as well. Lands. Both supports down for Villanova. This could be RIT's time to come away with it. The Deadeye lands as well. Nobody left for Villanova. I'm not sure if anybody's even gonna be able to contest. And RIT says RIP to Villanova.
And that snowball effect really does come to bite them, and a nice 3-0 sweep from RIT. They would be very, very happy about securing that win there. Unfortunately, Villanova couldn't be the successful underdog story today, but it was very well played, and they managed to get those ults up just in time. Little bit of poke from the aggressive hold that Villanova tried to get allowed RIT to get those ults for second point. The one clip, the pulse bomb then coming in, and yeah, that snowball effect really does come in once you get a really aggressive first fight push and cap. So very well played from RIT. Not so much of a compositional, beating in that second map. It was just some very good plays from certain players, and the Storm's Eye being one of them. Some huge sleeps, some huge antis that were very vital in holding on defense and then allowing that push on the attack.
Absolutely. We're going to throw it to a short break. We're going to get an interview with one of the members of RIT right after this, so don't go anywhere. Just a little bit more coming from myself and Unchanged. We will be right back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We have one of the support players from RIT here with us. Poppy, congratulations on an excellent win today over Villanova.
Thank you. It's very exciting.
Oh yeah, it was an excellent game. Now, I first wanted to ask about your play between the Mercy and the Brig. I saw you several times starting out on the Brig, even with the Echo in the sky. So, were you expecting there to be a dive coming out? Were you looking to maybe try and disrupt any backline flankers on that Brig? What was your plan playing on the Brig today? At least initially in both these comps, it worked out sometimes.
Yeah, usually when we're doing a dive on defense or even on attack or a double bubble, I'll start out on the Brig just because I try to keep our Ana alive as long as possible. But once we see that they're not playing a dive and Jade, our support, once our Ana player, when she has no one to really dive her, I'll usually switch to the Mercy to pocket our Echo to get some kills. But usually I'll just start on the Brig because if they do run a dive and our Ana dies first fight, it's really hard to come back from that. So usually I just start out on the Brig to have some extra peel.
Makes sense. Unchanged, I'm gonna throw it to you for a couple questions.
Yeah, we saw some great play from both of you on support tonight. Obviously, Foliage putting out massive damage with you pocketing him on the Echo. It must be very satisfying to see that blue beam come into effect and see your DPS do the job that you want them to do when you're pocketing them. But yeah, you saying about keeping your fellow support alive, the Storm's Eye. She put out some massive nades today. Were there some loud comms in the voice chat of some big nades that were landed today?
Yeah, Seb's in the front line usually, our tank player, so he'll see that nade go in and then we'll all just be screaming huge purple, and then we're all just running in. So definitely she gets some insane sleeps, insane nades, and we're all always shouting over that. And she does too, like she'll get a sleep and she'll be like sleeping behind, we're all always screaming on top of each other. But yeah, we definitely appreciate those huge nades today. She got some really nice ones.
Yeah, set you up for some very good team fight wins. So what was it that you saw today from the Villanova team that made you decide that the matchups that you were going for, that heavy dive predominantly with the Pharah was going to be your favorite pick of the team comps today?
You mean what they were playing?
Yeah.
And our counters? Well, we mostly play Rush, like on the Lijiang. So once they had like the Rush on the Garden and we had the Pharah, we just know to spam them out, because there's not much they can do against that, especially with the Mei. And then when they were playing the Pharah Mercy, we just switched to an Echo Mercy and hope that we can win those duels. And also spamming out the once we're playing double bubble on Hollywood, we can kind of dive that Ana and the Ashe in the backline because they don't have much peel. So that's how we were talking about our counters and stuff like that.
Well, it certainly worked for you today with 3-0 sweep. Juggle, if you have any questions, that's it from me. You've answered exactly what I wanted to hear. It's great.
Well, last thing I want to know is, would you like to give any shout outs to your friend, family, teammates, whoever?
I just want to shout out the team, I think, and our coaches as well. I think we've all come a really long way. We've had some up and downs, but I think this win here is what we really needed to just like keep going. We've really come together, have some great team bonding, and I'm just really proud of them a lot. I love our team, so good job, guys. Keep it up.
It's great to hear. Sounds like we have a great community over there.
Definitely.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Poppy. Congratulations again, and best of luck to you for the rest of the season here at EGF.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this part of the broadcast. Unchanged, you and I believe, are saying goodbye for now.
We are indeed, yeah. That's it for us for tonight. It is already past midnight, so I will be getting some much-needed rest.
All right, well, you do that. You do that. Any final words before we close things out?
No, just I hope everyone really enjoyed the matches today. We saw some great compositional play, some great, very tactical Overwatch tonight, and it was very, very glad to have been a part of it. And yeah, it was great fun, and it's always a pleasure to work alongside you.
Oh, you as well, Unchanged. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to our producers and observers tonight. And that's going to do it for us, but stick around. There's plenty more EGF Overwatch coming your way.